Welcome back to another episode of Big Movie Mouth Off. I'm your host, Jimmy Martin.
I missed you, James.
Hey, man, you've been gone.
Jeff Counts, your co-host.
It's only a week, but it feels like it's been like forever.
It felt longer.
So good to have you back.
Thanks to Cat and Egg for covering for me.
I think they both took a bullet for you.
They did.
One took a bigger bullet.
They did, definitely.
One took a 50 cal right to the chest.
I mean, you're dead.
There you go. So, all right, on this episode of Big Movie Mouth Off, all reviews. Because a lot of movies coming out.
Yeah, it's
I swear,
busy.
everybody crammed in this week because next week is it's a tiny movie called Avengers.
Yeah.
And I think they all kind of want to get their taste in and then just scurry away like cockroaches in the light.
Get their opening weekend and then go away.
There you have it. So we're going to do 3 movies. The last one's going to be I Feel Pretty. Middle one's going to be called You Were Never Really Here.
Which you mentioned when we talked about Sundance.
During Sundance, if you want to go back, or you can just wait a few minutes. I'll tell you
do
again. But right now, we're going to do, it's The Broken Lizards comedy troupe new movie. It's a sequel. It's been a long time. It's Super Troopers 2. Here's the trailer. All right. So here we go. When I said it's been a long time, 17 years.
That's a long time.
17 years. I couldn't believe it. I felt old.
Yeah.
I felt old. Because I remember this movie.
It's like nearly a generation ago.
Right, exactly. And so, 17 years. It was Broken Lizard. It didn't make a lot of money, but it became like a cult classic. And people they fell in love with it. It's got the marijuana jokes. It's it's a brosif movie.
Yeah,
that's what it was. If you real fast as I can explain the first one, they had the highway patrol up near the borderline of Canada.
Yeah,
and they were in competition with the local police. The local police were corrupt. They busted them. But they still lost their jobs as highway patrol, but they became the local police, and that's kind of where we ended it. Now this one starts 17 years later. I don't know if it's 17 years in the storyline. I doubt it.
No.
So basically, now they are working construction because they lost their jobs as a local police for what we call the Fred Savage incident.
Oh, really? They don't mention that 15 times?
15 times. It's a drinking game.
Yeah.
And so now they're basically doing construction, but they get the opportunity because they're going to rezone the lines of Canada.
Right.
And the one little town on the border is now not going to be Canadian anymore. It's going to be American.
Right.
And so they go up there. Basically, the transition, the transfer of power. To learn their culture, to see, hey, we're going to be in charge now, it's like that.
Right.
Well, the Canadians aren't happy about it. The Americans aren't happy about it. So what you get is about an hour and 40 minutes of Americans making fun of Canadians and Canadians making fun of Americans, and that's it.
I wonder if there's any actual Canadians in this film, to
Probably
be honest
not.
with you.
There's Will Sasso, I know that, and Tyler Levine are two of the Mounties.
Yeah, yeah. I never saw the first one.
Okay.
You did, right?
I did, many times. I liked it. When I say I liked it, we're talking 17 years ago, so we're talking like in my early 20s.
I think 17 years ago it was possible to make a movie like this that is this silly, this frankly stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do it anymore.
No.
Now, you felt like there was a little bit of nostalgia for you.
There's nostalgia in there because if you saw, there's a scene like the whole meow bit with Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah.
He shows up, that's in the first one.
Yeah.
There's the shenanigans reference, that's in the first one. And everybody kind of has this little place in their heart for the first one. I'll be honest, I watched the first one about 3 days before I saw the second one. Didn't hold up, in my opinion. Didn't hold up.
I don't know how it could.
My wife was going to watch it, and she goes, turn it off, I'm done.
This movie is 20 years past its due date.
Yeah.
The jokes are 20 years past its due date.
Yep.
It doesn't work as camp. It certainly doesn't work as comedy. I honestly hated every second of it. Now, I didn't have the first one to have those fond memories of while I was watching.
Yeah.
So taken just solely on its own merits.
Yeah.
Super Troopers 2 is awful.
I made a joke. I started this kind of meme thing that I'm doing on my Facebook page now, where I basically, when you see the quotes that you see on trailers,
movie like poster quotes,
like that kind of stuff. So I made one for this one, and it just said 16 years too late.
Oh man,
Jimmy Martin.
Every joke.
It's true.
You told me that I'd laugh a few times.
I thought you would.
I honestly didn't laugh at all. Not at all. I just spent the whole time watching this movie through my fingers. It's bad.
And when you say you can't do this anymore, it's because I think comedy-wise, especially writers that are writing today, are smarter than that.
Definitely.
This is so just like college brosif, jokes. There's not really a lot to it.
There's also the fact that these guys aren't actors. And good actors deliver good lines now.
Sure.
You can't put non-actors in there. They may be really talented improv artists. I'm sure they are. But this is not their medium. And it really shows.
Yeah. I will say the one thing I hope for this, because they can be funny. I would say they've done some other movies. They've done Beer Fest. They did, I think, Club Dead, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And there's some funny things in that.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping, and this guy made a comment on my page, and so I'll kind of quote him. He goes, I hope they at least make money from this so they can go do something else and get away from the Super Troopers thing.
I think they ought to do what they do best. This is not it.
Yeah. I'm at 1.5 stars.
I'm at straight up 0. It is absolute garbage.
Yeah,
this is not good.
I was at 2 at one point when I was kind of walking out, but the more I thought, I'm like, gosh, there's really not a lot of funny in there. And like when Rob Lowe tries to steal the scene, it doesn't do it as a Justin Theroux kind of thing.
Rob Lowe is
not doing it.
awful in this. I mean, It's only 0 because I can't go lower.
Zoo of Stars,
Yes.
1.5 over here.
Yep.
Just watch the first one. You might have a better time, or maybe wait until the Broken Lizard guys make something else that's
Yeah.
better. Coming up next on Big Movie Mouth Off, we're going to talk about a movie that I talked about back in January that I saw at Sundance called You Were Never Really Here. Stay tuned.